I never thought the night I finally said no would start with a $4,120 dinner tab and end with my entire family staring at me like I'd committed treason. The private dining room at Le Chateau reeked of aged beef and unspoken expectations. My younger brother Ethan lounged at the far end like he owned the place, basking in the soft glow of Edison bulbs. Tonight was his big moment, the unveiling of his lifestyle brand, a glossy feature in a regional luxury quarterly that he swore would launch him into influencer stardom. Mom, Evelyn, rose like she was accepting an Oscar, clinking her champagne flute with theatrical grace. To Ethan, she declared, voice syrupy with pride, the boldest dreamer this family has ever produced. May your vision light the way for all of us. Applause rippled through the room, investors, a couple of content creators, distant cousins who showed up for the free meal. I clapped too, palms meeting on autopilot. Then the server approached. Not Mom. Not Dad. Me. He set the leather billfold beside my untouched water with the quiet ceremony of a guillotine. I flipped it open. $4,120. The number sat there, smug and heavy. Mom leaned close, mellow on her breath. Nursing pays the bills reliably, darling, she murmured, patting my wrist. Help your brother shine. Family supports family. I studied her manicured fingers on my skin. Then I studied the total again. Without a word, I closed the folder, pressed my fingertips to the cool leather, and pushed it back across the linen until it tapped her glass with a crisp, unmistakable clink. The room froze. Not the polite pause of polite people. The dead, airless silence after something explodes. Mom's face locked in disbelief. Ethan's perfect smile cracked. Guests exchanged glances, phones half-raised like they were witnessing live theater. I rose slowly. My legs felt buoyant, untethered. The brand should cover its own celebration, I said. My voice carried, calm and clear, no tremble. I didn't wait for replies. I turned, walked past startled faces, past the velvet rope, through the heavy glass doors, and into the sharp December night. The cold slapped my cheeks. For the first time in hours, I inhaled fully. My partner, Marcus, followed without a sound. He simply held the passenger door. We drove home in near silence, only the soft hiss of tires and the steady beat behind my ribs. I kept waiting for the guilt to crash into the old, familiar urge to text apologies, to fix, to fold. It never arrived. Instead, a strange, crystalline stillness settled over me. Marcus squeezed my hand once. You all right? I think I just quit, I whispered. He nodded once. Long overdue. 3 days later they arrived unannounced. The doorbell buzzed at 2:17 p.m. on a Sunday. Dad's text had come 10 minutes earlier, we're outside. We need to talk. I buzzed them up. They entered like bailiffs, Dad first, broad shoulders filling the doorway, Mom clutching her designer tote, Ethan trailing with designer sunglasses perched on his head despite the overcast day. No greetings. No coats off. They claimed the sectional as though it were a courtroom bench. Sit, Dad ordered. I took the single chair opposite them and placed a slim binder on the glass table between us. Bank statements, transaction history, printed screenshots, everything tabbed and highlighted. Mom spoke first, voice tight as piano wire. Friday was unacceptable, Olivia. You humiliated your brother in front of potential partners. You've damaged his momentum. We're prepared to forgive, but you need to make this right. Pay what you owe. Apologize. Publicly. Ethan chimed in, voice cracking on cue. My sponsor pulled out, Liv. They said the optics are unstable. Do you have any idea what you've cost me? I let the words land. Then I opened the binder. Let's review the ledger, I said softly. I started with the visible debts. The $2,800 security deposit for Ethan's downtown loft 4 years ago. The $6,200 for Dad's emergency root canal and crown he never repaid. The $1,100 monthly allowance I'd covered for Mom's yoga retreats and networking dinners for the last 26 months. The numbers climbed fast. $51,700 in 5.5 years. Then I turned to the second section, the invisible ledger. The birthday weekend I cancelled because Ethan needed company after a breakup. The promotion celebration I skipped to drive Dad home from an open bar event. The countless late nights listening to Mom vent about Ethan's creative pressures while my own boundaries eroded. I didn't raise my voice. I read like a court clerk. Dad's face darkened. We gave you life. You owe us gratitude. I paid gratitude in dollars and years, I answered. Now look at this. I slid the final printout forward, the enlargement of the Friday receipt. Circled in red, private room deposit, future booking, $2,000. Date, February 14th. Mom and Victor's vow renewal dinner. The one Mom had tearfully cancelled because finances are tight this year. Mom's mouth opened, closed. No sound came out. Ethan blinked. Wait, you're still doing the renewal? We didn't want to pressure you, Mom stammered. We thought. You thought you'd charge my card for Lauren's launch, then use the same card to fund your fantasy celebration, I finished. Without telling me. Without inviting me. Silence stretched, brittle. I closed the binder with a soft snap. This account is frozen. No more transfers. No more bailouts. No more emotional overdrafts. Dad stood first, face brick red. Mom reached for my arm. I stepped back. Leave your keys, I said. If any of you show up again without an invitation, I'll file for a restraining order. If you dispute the documented loans, we can meet in small claims. They filed out. Dad set his key down last, the metallic clink louder than any shout. The door closed. The apartment exhaled. 3 months later, the trees outside my window are bare. My phone stays quiet, blessedly, peacefully quiet. This morning I checked my savings. The balance is climbing, not bleeding. The money that used to vanish monthly is finally staying. I turned to Marcus, who was pouring coffee. Book Santorini, I said. The trip I've wanted since we met. Not Paris. Not Napa. Santorini. My choice. He smiled, small and real. Already searching flights. I opened my laptop one last time, found the old ledger file, and dragged it to archive. The screen reflected my face back, tired eyes, yes, but lighter shoulders. I had lost parents. I had lost a brother. I had lost the comforting fiction of family obligation. But I had gained something priceless, ownership of my own life. The balance is zero. The vault is locked. And I am finally solvent. If you've ever been treated like a walking line of credit by the people who should love you most, know this. You are not an ATM. You are not required to fund anyone else's dreams at the expense of your own peace.